Hi, today is the 5th of March 2021 and it's Friday. Thank God we've reached another end of supposed to be a work week. But because of the pandemic, of course, it doesn't necessarily follow that this is the last day of the work week. Anyway, please don't be bothered by what you see on your monitor because I am not really this white. It's just that the camera that I bought, that what I can afford at this time because I have to set up a live set. So I have to acquire the third, the fourth camera set and for the unit because I am um, ready to join Zoom. But of course, it has to do with talaga information and business consultancy. I will not be able to join without the proper context, for lack of a better word, in this so early. It's not that early, but because of the workload that I have been doing, the sense of day and night have been had created some disorientation. So I have to once again get into the real rhythm. The biological clock has to go back to the normal cycle.
Hi, so tomorrow I have to prepare for the meeting that I'll have with Pastor Donnie, the music ministry, on behalf of a coworker, Kay. Just a trivia. Kay and I really went long way back. He started with me as a student. He's a friend of my daughter, JM, and they alternately holding the camera while we shoot and edit Buhay na Tuldok, and then something happened. Something really awful happened that necessitated Kate unfriend. Um, he had unfriended me because the one because his computer and my computer had been hacked. I received a very foul message, and it was supposed to be from Kay. But when I asked him about it, he denied, of course, knowing Kay, he wouldn't send those messages to me. So it's the first incident that um, I was able to document and bring to the law enforcement of how I was harassed and that how my computer was hacked and how his computer was hacked to make it out as if he was the one who had sent those foul messages. And so, in preparation for our meeting tomorrow, I would ask for some information at the National Library copyright division with regards the process to register our original works. So I am going to call via a long distance. Thank you for calling the National Library of the Philippines. If you wish to know more about the National Library of the Philippines, please visit web.nlp.gov.ph. If you know the local number of the person you wish to reach, yes, I know. Dial it now. Ah, it's busy. So I have to go back again and redial it. 253105035.
Thank you for calling the National Library of the Philippines. If you wish to know more about the National Library of the Philippines, please visit
And I
web.nlp.gov.ph.
did.
If you know the local number of the person you wish to reach, please dial it now.
Yes.
I'm really good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Ma'am, mag-i-inquire po ako.
Saglit lang po. Ay, mag-transfer ka na lang po.
Sige po.
Hello?
Yes po.
Transfer ka na lang po.
Sige po.
This webcam is, I hope that it works until I have the means to acquire a more capable camera with options, because right now it has an automatic setting, so that when people see me in person, they would say, oh my gosh, she's not that white. I know I am not as pale, as ghostly pale, as white as what this monitor. I've been trying so hard to adjust the setting, but I still haven't found a way to do it. And by the way, I want to say congratulations to the Philippines for receiving the COVAX supply, the allocation from the World Health Organization. Yes, last night I couldn't wake up. I was already asleep by the time that our President Duterte had came to the podium and thanked the donors for this donation. First off, from the People's Republic of China for the first windfall, diba? It gave us reason to cheer up against the dismal mood, like panicking. Where's the vaccination program gonna be? Where are the vaccines? And so it had been answered by this donation from China, and now from the European supplier, who had allowed us to, the Philippines, to have some doses of Astrazenica. So the first was Sinovac, and today it's the Astrazeneca. So I don't know what the system is going to be like, if we're going to be given choices, but definitely I will not be amongst the priority. I do not qualify to the system in place to determine who amongst the Philippine citizens can avail of the vaccines. But I know that it's going to trickle down, and I'll be waiting for it.
You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, but confess you've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin', and now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin', and you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be a-changing. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing, and you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. Ha! I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking. And that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
Are you ready, Boots? Start walking. So, diba, this kind of songs releases some happy hormones. I call that happy hormones. And Although sometimes it doesn't apply, the lyrics don't apply, still we get kick out of singing them, releasing the endorphins, and really get us going. This is not a bad way to start the week. This is yours truly, Clarice, and today is the 4th of May 2020, in a long hours, a long day of preparation. So excited.
Thank you for calling the National Library of the Philippines. If you wish to know more about the National Library of the Philippines, please visit web.nlp.gov.ph. If you know the local number of the person you wish to reach, please dial it now. Otherwise, press 0 for operator assistance. RPD.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes po.
Copyright department po ito.
Ay, hindi po. Transfer ko po kayo.
Sige po. So I get the wrong information. Kala ko copyright department, yung local line. Ay, nawala. Oh my gosh, this is my third try. So 0, 2, 5, 3, 0, 5, 0, 3.
Thank you for calling the National Library
I
of the
would have
Philippines.
to ask
If you
help
wish
of
to know more
operator.
about the National Library of the Philippines, please visit web.nlp.gov.ph. If you know the local number of the person you wish to reach, please dial it now. Otherwise, press 0 for operator assistance. Sabi ka National Library, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Sir, magtatanong lang po ako ng pagpaparehistro ng ginawa po naming lyrics para po sa musika.
Copyright.
Yes po.
Ayun, copyright ba?
Yes po.
Okay pa.
So I'm being directed to the copyright. I should have gone directly to the operator. There's wrong information somewhere.
Sabi ka, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir. Sir, singer-songwriter po ako. Magtatanong po kung paano marirehistro yung original works.
Ayun naman.
Yes po.
Hindi pa po kasi yung live, ma'am, ng ano? Yung live po ng copyright. Busy pa po, ma'am. Busy po, puro entry po, ma'am. Kung gusto nyo dumiretso, ma'am, sa lupa nila.
413?
Opo.
O, sige po. Salamat po.
Okay po.
Okay. So, after, that's how it happens actually. So, the reason I cannot give a timeline really is not because I am not pursuing the things that I should be doing, but because of the unpredictableness, because it's so uncertain what the reaction or how my first efforts would be rewarded. So just like what happened now, after several tries, I still wasn't able to get through, and I would have to try another number. So it's Philippine time, 3:34 p.m. I'm going to try this one last time, and then if I'm not able to reach out to the person that I need to talk to at the National Library of the Philippines, I would have to do it through an email communication. So it's busy. So talagang busy. The line is busy, so I would have to. It's enough that I have made this progress. Up to this point, things are working out from my end, and that my setup is quite competent and effective in initiating communication. But from the from the end of those that I have to talk to, um, gosh, everyone's busy. So time check, it's 3:50 and it's still the 15th of January 2020. It's the Wednesday. So I am documenting the time and the date so that I can ask the permission for the recordings that I'm doing to be part of the documentation of talaga information and business consultancy for the music fest. Clarice talaga, the artist Clarice. And I will be sending them the raw footage, the copy of this, so that we will be able to reconcile the person behind those calls. And even if we do not achieve, if I cannot achieve the maximum goal, which is to know the processes for the registration of our original works, of my original works in collaboration with different local artists, then at least the recorded calls coupled with the papers, the documents and all our credentials will amount to the same thing, will be as effective as if this call had pushed through. So one more time.
You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, I confess. You've been messing where you should have been messing, and now someone else is getting all your best. These books are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these books are gonna walk all over you.